Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the 40K Cafe, and today we are going to be covering over the Eldar Pantheon. As we know it, the universe of 40K is famous for having its own version of gods. More often than not, when you hear anybody referring to the gods of 40K, they're probably talking about the Chaos Gods. I mean, that is if you're a heretic, because there's also the God Emperor of mankind. But these aren't the only gods of 40K. The Eldar have a pantheon to which they still devote themselves to. Just like the Chaos Gods, the Eldar gods have their own kind of purpose to which they are the gods of. First up, you have Kayla Menshaw Kane, and I think I pronounced that right, but he is the bloody-handed, the god of war. He is one of the few remaining Eldar gods that are still alive and kicking today. After the birth of Slaanesh, most of the Eldar Pantheon met their demise. Kane is not only famous for being the god of war, but he's also famous for, while the other Eldar gods were too busy being consumed, he would take up his blade and take personal battle with Slaanesh. Next up on the list, we have the laughing god Chegorok. And as you can tell, these names are very weird and very confusing. I'm trying my best to pronounce them. He is the Eldar god of trickery and mockery. He is also one of the few Eldar gods that survived the birth of Slaanesh. It is said the way that he was able to escape the destruction wrought by Slaanesh is that when Cain took up his blade to take combat with She Who Thirsts, Chegorok hid behind him, and when he found the moment, he would escape into the webway, escaping her grasp forever. To this day, he is the only Eldar god that retains his true form, hiding away in the webway, planning for the day that he can bring down She Who Thirsts. Next, you have Isha, who was the goddess of fertility and harvest, and she is often depicted crying. Her tears are said to be what solidified into the spirit stones that the Eldar use today to escape death. Rumors have it that the Chaos God Nurgle cared deeply for Isha, and so when Slaanesh was born and began consuming the Eldar gods one by one, Nurgle would imprison her in his garden so that she would not be consumed. Lastly, you have Ynid, which is the Whispering God or the God of the Dead. This is the newest and most recent god to be added to the Pantheon. This is the god that the Nari and Yvrain worship, and it is believed that with the collective souls of the dead Eldar in the final battle against the ruinous powers, Ynid would fully awaken and be conjured. Then and only then would Ynid have enough power in order to take up the final battle and defeat Slaanesh. And these are just the current relevant gods amongst the Eldar Pantheon. There are still many more that had different roles to play in the Eldar Pantheon, but were sadly consumed and lost to time. If you guys want me to cover any more of the Eldar Pantheon or anything else, drop a comment below. Once again, feel free to join the Discord, and as always, remember to follow for more.